recommended the expulsion of Ms. Moitra from Parliament. Is there a connection? To reveal the backstory which is being lost in the noise.
The views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal and do not reflect the views of any organization.
Hello and welcome friends once again to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat. Happy Diwali, Shubh Deepavali. This week I turn my attention on the straight bat to a politician who's at the center of a gathering storm. The high-profile, feisty Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra. This week, the ethics panel of Parliament, by a split vote, recommended the expulsion of Ms. Moitra from Parliament for allegedly a breach of national security for sharing her login password to Darshan Hiranandani, a Dubai-based Indian businessman from whose login reportedly questions to Parliament were submitted. The second charge against Ms. Moitra is that Mr. Hiranandani gave gifts to her as part of a quid pro quo for having this access to the login and password. Now, both charges have led to the recommendation to expel her from Parliament for having breached the ethics and privileges of an MP. So I thought it is time today to reveal the backstory which is being lost in the noise. It's time to bring you the inside story of what really has happened. First, let me tell you, I first met Mahua Moitra around a decade ago through a common friend. She told me how she had studied at a prestigious American university, been a JP Morgan banker, who returned to the country, she said, in 2008 because she wanted to serve grassroots politics. Now, this was around the same time that Rahul Gandhi was looking to make his mark by attracting fresh talent to the Congress, and Mahua was among those to join the party. In 2009, she left the Congress to join the Trinamool Congress because she claimed that she saw in Mamata Banerjee a leader who would take on the left, then the dominant force in Bengal. Mahua didn't get a ticket of her choice, so she didn't contest the 2011 Vidhan Sabha elections, which the Trinamool Congress won, ending a long period of left rule. But she did contest in 2016 and was elected to the West Bengal Assembly. I lost touch with her during this period, but reconnected when she won from Krishnanagar in the 2019 Lok Sabha and came here to Parliament. Within months of entering the Lok Sabha, she made an instant impression. She quickly earned the reputation of being an effective public speaker, taking on the Narendra Modi government, raising her voice on contentious issues that many others in the opposition might simply skirt around. One of those contentious issues in the last 18 months has been allegations that the Narendra Modi government has showered special benefits on industrialist Gautam Adani, and that the Adani group's foreign funding sources are opaque and questionable. When the Hindenburg story and Adani raised similar inconvenient questions in January this year, Mahua went into overdrive, often tweeting very critically on the Adani group, providing facts in that she believed needed to be investigated. She and Rahul Gandhi, in a sense, were the two politicians who were hammering on about the Adani issue. In March this year, Rahul Gandhi was suspended from Lok Sabha after a long pending criminal defamation case against him was suddenly revived and he was convicted by a lower court in Surat. Now, Mahua is in danger of being expelled from Parliament. Is there a connection? Well, I will leave that to you to judge. But before you make that judgment, I think it is time to put across the chronology of the Mahua Moitra affair to separate the news from the noise. You see, Mahua Moitra till last year was in a relationship with a young Delhi-based lawyer, Jai Dehadrai. Their relationship included sharing a pet dog, Henry. When their relationship ended, the custody of Henry became part of a fractious battle between the two, even leading to complaints of trespass and harassment being filed. In most cases, a custody battle for a dog would be seen as a personal matter between two individuals. Only in this instance, it's become a trigger for a political war. Sometime, I think it was the 12th of October, a few journalists received a WhatsApp message from Jai Dehadrai claiming that he had credible material that directly linked a high-profile opposition Lok Sabha MP from Bengal to a businessman based in Dubai, on whose behalf he alleged that nearly 50 questions had been asked in Parliament. I had met Dehadrai once or twice, once in Mahua Moitra's house when I had gone to interview her, and had interacted with him subsequently on another criminal law story. When I saw this WhatsApp message, I guessed he was referring to Mahua Moitra and asked one of my reporters to get in touch with him. Before my reporter could even get in touch and meet Mr. Dehadrai, I suddenly heard that Nishikant Dubey, the BJP MP from Jharkhand, had gone public and claimed that Mahua Moitra was asking questions for favors from a Dubai-based businessman, Darshan Hiranandani. Dubey cited the complaint filed by Dehadrai now to the CBI, where this accusation had been made. Dubey and Mahua, remember, had an acrimonious history where they had taken each other on in Parliament and outside. This included a heated exchange in an information technology standing committee meeting where Dubey alleged that Mahua called him a Bihari Gunda. Moitra has since accused Dubey of faking his degree, even used the word harami in Parliament in reference to the BJP MP. It was clearly an open war between Dubey and Moitra. So I actually wasn't surprised that Dubey had latched on to Dehadrai's complaint and had gone public with it. What seems apparent is Dehadrai and Dubey's interests converged on a single point. They had an animus towards Mahua Moitra. Now comes the interesting part, my friends. According to a reliable source, Dubey then discusses this complaint filed by Dehadrai with a senior government minister who advises him to take this complaint instantly to the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, again an individual with whom Mahua Moitra has had the odd run-in. Dubey demanded that the Speaker set up an inquiry into Moitra's links with the Dubai-based businessman and the charge that she had shared the login and password with Mr. Hiranandani's office in return for personal favors. When this story breaks around October 15th, the Hiranandani group first issues a statement denying the allegations. We have always been in the business of business and not in the business of politics. Our group has always worked with the government in the interest of the nation and will continue to do so. This was their quote. And yet, just 2 days later, Darshan Hiranandani puts out a signed affidavit, initially not even on his letterhead or notarized, which is leaked to NDTV, the news channel owned by Adani, where he admits to using Mahua's parliamentary login to ask questions targeting Adani. A day later, after Mahua raised questions on the bona fides of this leaked document, the affidavit gets duly notarized with the Deputy Indian Consul in Dubai, and Darshan goes public in admitting now that he had access to Mahua's login and further claims that he did give her luxury items, even helped her renovate her house. The question therefore that should be asked is this: what changed between October 15th and 17th that an industrialist who first outrightly denies the allegations suddenly does a U-turn, puts out a signed affidavit alleging favors? While Darshan is denying that he was under any pressure, fact is Darshan Hiranandani's father Niranjan is an eminent Mumbai-based real estate baron, and Darshan himself has a growing logistics and data business with large interests in BJP ruled Uttar Pradesh. It is Darshan's affidavit then, my friends, that is at the core of the ethics panel decision to recommend the expulsion of Mahua Moitra. But here are a couple of questions that need to be answered by this ethics panel. If Dehad Rai, the complainant, and Dubey, the MP who really has no locus in this particular case, appeared before the ethics panel, why was the central figure Darshan Hiranandani not summoned by that same panel to explain his conduct? If, as is being alleged, gifts and favors were given by Darshan Hiranandani to Mahua, isn't he to be seen as the primary bribe giver? And if he is, why isn't he being first questioned or investigated before Mahua's guilt is pronounced? The report of the ethics panel says, and this is crucial, and I quote here, money trail of cash transaction between Mahua Moitra and Darshan Hiranandani as part of a quid pro quo should be investigated by the Government of India in a legal, institutional and time-bound manner. Think about this. Is the ethics panel now telling us that Mahua Moitra should be expelled even before any money trail is proven or even investigated? Yes, Mahua Moitra's act of giving her login and password to a businessman friend in Dubai, from which at least 47 questions reportedly have been asked, or at least 47 times that login has been used, does raise troubling questions. Caesar's wife, one must agree, must be above suspicion. But I ask this again, is what we have on record at the moment enough to call for her expulsion from Parliament without proven evidence as yet of a quid pro quo? Indeed, it is the unusual haste with which this entire operation, I would call it, has been carried out. The manner in which the ethics panel was plainly divided on political lines, NDA members voting one way, opposition members the other. The line of questioning in particular of the chairman, the BJP MP, Mr. Vijay Sonkar, all of this leaves more questions than answered. If Mahua Moitra, my friends, is guilty of questions for favors, she must face stringent action. But that action cannot take place without due process, and not through a media trial, or more importantly, not where an ethics panel of Parliament, instead of following natural justice, reduces itself to a kangaroo court. First, Rahul Gandhi's suspension, now Mahua Moitra's likely expulsion. Is there an ominous message being sent out? And if so, who is sending out this message? Did Mahua Moitra become a target simply because she became a high-profile English-speaking MP who had made too many enemies too soon? Think about it. That was the Straight Bat. Do, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such informative videos. For now, stay well, stay safe. Jai Hind, Happy Diwali.